Boeing, once the undisputed titan of the skies and the pride of American aerospace innovation, is now facing one of the most turbulent periods in its century-long history. A company that once defined excellence in aviation is now being rapidly abandoned by some of its most loyal customers. In a shocking turn of events that's reverberating throughout the industry, major global airlines, KLM, Emirates, and Qantas, are distancing themselves from Boeing and aligning their futures with rival manufacturer Airbus. This isn't just a business move. It is a dramatic signal that trust in Boeing has eroded to a historic low. These decisions are not coming out of nowhere. They are rooted in a long, painful trajectory of setbacks that Boeing has endured over the past 5 years. And now, what seemed like temporary turbulence has become a full-blown crisis. KLM, the Dutch flag carrier and a major player in European aviation, recently announced plans to overhaul its fleet using Airbus A320neo family aircraft, a major snub to Boeing, especially considering KLM's long history of operating Boeing jets. The decision marks a critical pivot for the airline, which cited operational reliability, environmental performance, and delivery schedules as key reasons for the switch. The Airbus Neo series, praised for its fuel efficiency and advanced technology, is being viewed as a future-proof investment, something Boeing can no longer convincingly offer in the same category. Across the globe, Emirates, one of the most prestigious and influential carriers in the Middle East, has started trimming its Boeing orders, choosing instead to ramp up investment in Airbus A350s. For a long time, Emirates was seen as one of Boeing's most dependable clients, with a vast fleet of Boeing 777s and 787s. But recent delays, technical issues, and the shadow of the 737 MAX tragedy have caused Emirates to rethink its loyalties. Airbus, with its consistent delivery track record and next-gen widebodies, is now the new favorite. Meanwhile, Qantas, Australia's national carrier and a major Boeing customer for decades, is also charting a new course. In a high-profile announcement, Qantas unveiled its Project Sunrise long-haul initiative with Airbus A320 South at the center, not Boeing's offerings. This is a major blow to Boeing's wide-body market, a segment where the company once had an almost unshakable presence. Qantas executives have been clear. Airbus long-range capabilities, efficiency, and delivery confidence are more aligned with their strategic goals. Boeing's delays and controversies, on the other hand, have simply become too risky for forward-thinking airlines to ignore. The decline of Boeing's market dominance didn't happen overnight, but the writing has been on the wall for years. The infamous 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019 killed hundreds of people and led to one of the longest groundings in aviation history. These tragedies not only resulted in immense legal, financial, and reputational damage for Boeing, but also exposed a deeply flawed safety culture within the company, one that prioritized speed and profit over rigorous testing and transparency. Despite eventually returning the MAX to service, Boeing has never fully recovered the trust it lost, especially among global carriers that stake their entire brand on safety and reliability. To make matters worse, the problems didn't end with the MAX. Boeing's 787 Dreamliner program has faced numerous setbacks, with repeated production halts due to manufacturing defects, quality control lapses, and increased scrutiny from regulators. Airlines expecting timely delivery have faced delays stretching into months or even years. For airlines like Emirates and Qantas, these delays directly impact fleet planning, route expansion, and profit margins. Airbus, meanwhile, has been quietly capitalizing on Boeing's chaos, rolling out improved versions of its A320, A330, and A350 families, steadily gaining the confidence of buyers who are looking for not just innovation, but consistency. Adding fuel to the fire, recent whistleblower reports have once again put Boeing under the spotlight. Employees and former inspectors have raised alarming concerns about shortcuts in quality checks, pressure to meet deadlines at the cost of safety, and a culture of silence around internal issues. The Federal Aviation Administration has increased its oversight, but the damage to Boeing's reputation appears deep and possibly irreversible. When safety becomes a question mark for a company building commercial airliners, confidence collapses, and that collapse is now translating into canceled orders and switched alliances. Financial markets are reacting accordingly. Boeing stock has taken multiple hits over the past year, with investors growing nervous about the company's long-term viability. Although Boeing is far from bankruptcy, its market share is shrinking fast. Airbus has now surpassed Boeing in annual deliveries for several consecutive years, and is inching ahead in total backlog orders as well. What is happening isn't just a few lost contracts. It is a historic shift in global aviation power. Airbus is no longer just the European competitor. It's as the de facto leader in commercial aircraft manufacturing. From an operational standpoint, Airbus is checking all the right boxes. Its aircraft are not only more fuel efficient, but also tailored to fit the post-COVID aviation landscape where range flexibility, passenger comfort, and sustainability matter more than ever. Airbus A321XLR, for example, is opening new long-haul possibilities for airlines without requiring the cost of a larger wide-body jet. Boeing, while still producing aircraft like the 777X and a modified MAX series, is struggling to convince airlines to take long-term bets on them, especially when delivery timelines are uncertain and public scrutiny is relentless. So what does the future hold for Boeing? Can it recover? Industry analysts are divided. Some believe the company still holds powerful technology and a workforce capable of a turnaround. But others argue that Boeing's problems are systemic, not just about individual aircraft failures, but about a cultural and leadership crisis that has gone unaddressed for too long. With every airline that chooses Airbus over Boeing, the hill gets steeper for the American manufacturer. They need more than a PR campaign or a new CEO. They need structural change and transparency. Otherwise, this decline may not be temporary. It could be permanent. For now, the aviation landscape is shifting and fast. The days of Boeing's automatic dominance are over. KLM, Emirates, Qantas, these are not just any airlines. These are global influencers whose decisions set trends across continents. Their pivot toward Airbus signals a broader industry consensus. The skies may belong to those who can innovate, but they only stay in the air if they can be trusted. As Boeing stares down its toughest decade yet, one thing is clear. The battle for the future of flight is no longer about who was the best in the past, but who can deliver in the present. Please like, share, and subscribe for more informative videos.